Now, from CBS 4 News, this is Facing South Florida with Jim DeFede.
Good morning, I'm Jim DeFede and welcome to Facing South Florida. We have a lot to cover this morning. In a few minutes, we're going to talk to Miami-Dade Mayor Daniella Levine Cava. We discuss the budget, her decision to break from the Biden administration over its policy towards Haitians, and we discuss a move by developers that could endanger our environment. But before we get to that, there is a race coming up in a few weeks on Miami Beach that is garnering some attention. Let me play you a little piece of video.
And I think that being the most high-profile Hispanic Democrat in the city of Miami Beach, I mean, if the party were to endorse one person over another, and I don't think that they should because you have three wonderful candidates here, I think it would be upsetting and confusing.
That was Kristen Rosen Gonzalez. She was a Miami Beach City Commissioner who served from 2015 to 2018. She then ran for Congress and lost, and is now trying to get reelected to the City Commission. That video you saw was her appearing before the Democratic Party officials hoping to get their endorsement. Let's play it one more time and listen closely.
And I think that being the most high-profile Hispanic Democrat in the city of Miami Beach, I mean, if the party were to endorse one person over another, and I don't think that they should because you have three wonderful candidates here, I think it would be upsetting and confusing.
Did you catch that? She describes herself as the most high-profile Hispanic Democrat in the city of Miami Beach. But here's the problem. She's not Hispanic. When I called and asked her why she is claiming to be Hispanic when she isn't, she told me, well, I'm perceived as being Hispanic. I'm perceived as being Hispanic by all the Hispanics in my community. I'm their girl. My last name is Hispanic. I know I'm not Hispanic. I'm sorry. I probably oversold myself. If you want to nail me to the cross, go ahead. Make me look foolish. Now, just to be clear, the Gonzalez part of her name came from when she was married to Emilio Gonzalez, but they divorced in 2009. The head of the interview committee for the Democratic Party, a woman who, by the way, actually is Hispanic, suspects Rosen Gonzalez plays up the Gonzalez part of her name because half the voters on Miami Beach are themselves Hispanic. After I did the story about this last week, Rosen Gonzalez issued a new apology in which she said, I just identify politically as Hispanic. I have no idea what it means to identify politically as Hispanic, but so be it. The election is November 2nd. Turning now to Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniella Levine Cava. Next week, county commissioners will hold their second and final hearing on the budget. At $9 billion, Miami-Dade County's budget is larger than the budgets of 11 states. But we start off our discussion talking about Surfside and the growing debate over what should happen to the land where 98 people died. Should a new building be built there, or should it be turned into a memorial?
So since the beginning, Jim, I've worked really hard to listen to the families of the victims and the survivors and understand their needs, make sure that their voices were heard by the receiver and by the judge. And this is a very difficult decision to be made. And I do hope that the judge can come up with a plan that will honor the memories of the people lost, as well as to make sure that people are made financially whole. So it's a difficult balance to be achieved, and I think it's important that people are expressing their wishes.
What would you like to see happen to the land, though?
Well, you know, a tragedy happened at this site. I think it is important for people to have the value of their loss, but it is also important to not forget and to memorialize. There are a number of proposals on the table for how to create a memorial. We definitely want and need a memorial, so I am looking to the judge to listen to those wishes and balance what comes out in the end.
Now that you've had a chance to put a little bit of distance, time, perspective on that period, you know, as you reflect back, give me your thoughts as to what this community went through over those 30 days that from the time of the collapse until the last person was identified.
The unthinkable happened, and everybody rushed to the scene to provide support. Our emergency responders proved that they were the best in the world. They left no stone unturned. They searched as if for their own family members, and it was a whole of community and whole of government response. Unfortunately, tragedy brings people together, and I think that's what we saw. We saw a unity of concern, and ever since, we've still continued to focus on the needs of those who were directly affected.
The other issue that affects this community greatly because of the large number of Haitians here is what's happening on the border in Texas, and some of the very disturbing images that have emerged of Custom and Border Protection officers on horseback using what appears to be whips to round up young Haitians, on the border. Before we get into a question as to the policy, just when you saw those images, what was your visceral reaction?
It's really shocking. It was hard to understand that kind of behavior would be happening today on our border with human beings who are in such distress. So obviously, like everyone else, I think it's reprehensible that we have that sort of treatment, and I know that there are investigations going on to see what happened there. We have to secure the safety of people, especially right there on our borders, and we have to treat people humanely.
Is deporting Haitians to a country that is rocked by political turmoil, where the president was recently assassinated, that has undergone 2 major earthquakes in the last decade, that has unbearable amounts of poverty and violence. Do you agree with the idea of returning Haitians to Haiti under those conditions?
No, Jim, I don't. I think not only is it the wrong time and inhumane to be returning people to a country in such distress, but even the Haitian government has said, please do not send us these people. We need to come up with a solution that will give dignity and due process, humane treatment to those who are fleeing the unspeakable conditions in Haiti today.
I mean, you represent one of the largest pockets of Haitians anywhere in the country. Have you made any steps or communicated that at all to the White House?
Yes, we are definitely reaching out and saying that we would like to see a better response. We want to have a response that reflects the values of this country. We have always been the country of hope, the beacon of hope, and this is not the time to be sending a different message.
You propose a $9 billion budget. Let me just give you a minute or so to walk through what you think is important for people to understand as to what is in this budget and why it's good for the people of Miami-Dade from your perspective.
This budget is one that turns the promises I made on my campaign into reality. It's truly a great budget. Without raising taxes, we are able to maintain services and make some important increases in areas of public safety, affordable housing, reinvigorating our economy, protecting the environment, our infrastructure, and our transportation systems. We're investing in our parks. We have many new playgrounds. We have $260 million additional dollars for affordable housing. We're going to see 14,000 new units by the end of 2022. We've added more programming for social services to help immigrants, to help avoid crime. It's a budget that really is people-powered and people-focused.
Now, a big part of you being able to present this budget, keep taxes from being raised, maintain services in some places, maybe expand services, is because of the assistance of the federal government, the American Rescue Plan that Congress passed. How critical was that? And talk about that part of the budget and why that helped you fill the gaps that you would have otherwise had.
You're absolutely right, Jim. It's very essential. Without the American Rescue Plan, we would have been looking at possible layoffs, cuts in service, but instead we're able to maintain our services and make investments for the future. It's one-time money. It's very significant. And the good news is that our economy is rebounding. So on the other end of these federal infusion dollars, we will see us be able to continue to grow.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's drill down on that a little bit. It's about roughly, help me here, is it around 600 million total in terms of American Rescue Plan federal dollars that you have access to that you're using at the county this year?
So it's between 500 and 600 million, and then additional dollars that are dedicated to, for example, our seaport, to public transit, and to other services. So it's a substantial investment, and one that is going to make sure that we can recover, build back better than ever.
But you hit it earlier when you said these are one-time dollars, and so the concern would be that next year you won't have these dollars in place. You're banking on the idea, you're betting on the idea that the economy will improve to the extent that you'll be able to supplement, what you will lose in the federal dollars with new. But I mean, I don't know how you arrived at that conclusion. I don't know what economic analysis you've seen that says you're going to be able to come up with an additional $600 million for
Well,
the
I
growing
can
economy.
assure you, Jim, that we spend a lot of time and energy doing all of the budget analysis, and it's based on projections that come from the state and from our local revenues. Most of that money is being used for one-time investment. We're not using it for recurring. We know we can't, we're not expecting another windfall, except, God willing, the infrastructure bill. The infrastructure bill will really help us with key building forward on our transit system and shoring up the infrastructure that is aging. So that is definitely part of the equation, but we are basing this on the economies of investing for the future in infrastructure that will have great jobs, put people to work, pay their taxes, allow them to pay their taxes, building the transit and the housing that we need so that we'll be in better standing once those rescue dollars do go away.
Let me just sort of take it from a 30,000-foot level for a second. The average person, again, sitting at home may not realize what we talked about earlier, which is it's a $9 billion budget for Miami-Dade County, just Miami-Dade County, not all the other municipalities. Miami-Dade County is a $9 billion budget, larger than, I'm guessing, close to probably a dozen states. You have a budget
Yes,
larger than
many countries.
and then many countries.
Yes.
I guess one of my questions would be, does Dade County need a budget of $9 billion? Should we not be trying to find how to do government smaller?
Well, Jim, I think in a pandemic, people look to the government and see that the government is there to help. Look, our government supports a major airport, rated #1 in the nation, by the way. Oh, actually #1 in North America, a major seaport. The largest part of infrastructure and roads are public housing, Jackson Hospital, our parks, our beaches, our environmental protection, our water and sewer, our police, our fire. It's a big operation. We've got almost 3 million people, and we are taking care of them and doing a fantastic job.
When we come back, we discuss the fight over protecting our water supply and environment. Stay with us.